Interview.
This is Ferdinando of Forgotten Tomb and you're listening to Perkūno, namai.
Sveiki gyvi, čia Paulius Zanevičius iš laidos Perkūno namai. Šį sekmadienį Vilniuje kultūros bare Kablys praūžė 4. sunkiosios muzikos festivalis Night of the Living Doom. Pagrindiniai vakaro svečiai, italų komanda Forgotten Tomb surengė tikrai įsimintiną ir stiprų pasirodymą, o tuo tarpu mes, belaukdami jų koncerto, pašnekinome grupės frontmeną Ferdinando. Jūsų dėmesiui pokalbis su juo.
I am the king of kings, I rule this whole circle. King of the undesirable.
Hi Ferdinando.
Hey.
How do you do?
I'm kind of okay.
It's pleasant to see Forgotten Tomb in this country again. The previous time you played in Lithuania was in 2011 in the Yellowstone Festival, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have any memories about that show?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty cool festival, very nice location, very nice organization, actually very well organized, lots of people, good bands. I think it was a nice experience, overall.
Currently you are in something like a mini tour through Baltic states, and tonight is the last of those 3 shows. How did the idea of this tour come about, and how successfully were gigs in Tallinn and Riga?
I think the shows were pretty cool. Probably tonight is going to be the most crowded, but also yesterday night was very good. It seems like people was waiting for us, like there was some lots of fans and stuff. I think it's a positive experience overall among these 3 shows, and we are looking forward to be back hopefully soon. Yeah.
Forgotten Tomb was created as a one-man project, and later it became a full band. What is more difficult, to do it all by yourself or to deal with other people?
Well, I'm still the main songwriter, but I think the main reason why it was a one-man project in the beginning is because around my city I couldn't find serious people to start the band with, So I could play several instruments, so I just didn't want to lose any more time, and I went to record everything by myself. But I've been lucky enough to find some other guys from different cities which were in the right mindset to join the band, and I think the lineup has been long lasting. Besides we changed the guitar player 2 or 3 years ago for personal issues he had, but I think I'm comfortable with the full band. It does not really affect the way I write the songs, and possibly it improves it because everybody in the band gives his own input, in the way they play or collaborate to all the organizing things around the band.
Do they participate in songwriting?
Sometimes, yeah. So a few riffs here and there and arrangements. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your latest album with a nice title, Hurt Yourself and the Ones You Love. First of all, before we get into music itself, how well fans accept your new songs when you play them in live shows?
Actually, Tallinn was the first time we played a new song, because these are the first shows we are doing after the album release. I think we played the opener of the new album, and the reaction both in Tallinn and on yesterday was very good. And I think in general the new album is being very well received by most of the fans. Actually, more than the previous two albums. It's also selling wise, it seems like it's doing better. And for journalists and such, I think mostly the reaction is positive. Of course, there is always someone who prefer the old stuff or whatever, but yeah, I'm very fond of the album.
What could you tell about the cover art of this release? Because for me it looks somehow reminiscent to your first album, Songs to Live. Was that a deliberate reference, and who created this picture?
Well, basically the previous two albums had a bit more artistic designs, so this time we wanted to get back to something a little more sick and striking as an image. So yeah, I think in a way the idea of that kind of photograph is similar to Songs to Live, but mostly to the censored cover of Lost Burial Ground, which showed a little girl with a gun in her mouth, So it's a continuation of that concept. And we took care of the picture ourselves, with a professional photographer, but we hired a model and we took the pictures the way we wanted.
For my ears, Hurt Yourself and the Ones You Love seems a little bit darker and less rockish maybe than some of the previous works. How would you describe the album lyrically and musically?
Yeah, well, musically, I think compared to And Don't Deliver Us From Evil, we took the more groovier parts of that album and we implemented them with more black metal stuff and with some sludgy kind of riffs, I think it's a bit more compact as an album. Also, the recording sounds way better, I think. I think the main focus was to record some kind of very 90s styled album, both in terms of the black metal parts and the more sludgy kind of 90s sounding parts. And lyrically, it's very extreme, very practical, meaning that I always speak about real topics, real life topics, urban misery and perversion, those kind of negative stuff, and we glorify that kind of concept within the lyrics. It's it's about nihilism and spiritual anarchy, mostly through the lyrics.
What mostly inspires those lyrics? Is it about something that is happening in the world, or is it more about personal issues?
I think both, because I take a lot of inspiration from my own life, but at the same time I take inspiration from what I see around me. I like to revel in the dirt, of this society, the whole urban discomfort, violence, chaos, crime, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's always very inspiring, very dark, compared to fantasy stuff or whatever.
Is Forgotten Tomb determined to be always only negative, or is there a possibility that in some future there will be positive emotions in that?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's definitely about negativity, and it will always be, yeah.
In some of the previous interviews, you have stated that the purpose of the self-destructive and nihilist topics in your music is to influence other people in as bad way as possible, to increase their suffering, to destroy them. Do you still stand by these statements, and could you expand a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the main topic of the new album. It's like not just about the self-destruction, but also about destroying the lives of others. In several ways. I mean, also not only physically, but also psychologically or whatever. And I think it has always been the main driving force behind the band.
What is your attitude towards metal subculture in general, and what is happening nowadays? And
I mean, of course, I still listen to a lot of metal, and I kind of keep myself up to date with what is happening. But I don't really consider myself as a metalhead. I mean. I like other kind of music too. It's I don't like the culture too much. It's a bit all that kind of brotherhood and stuff. It's not really my cup of tea.
It shows in what covers you make. It's always not metal bands.
Yeah.
A few years ago, you made a split with Whiskey Ritual, where you covered some songs by an interesting fellow named Gigi Allen.
Yeah.
Would you call him an inspiration for you, and what?
Yeah, I really admire him for the extremism he managed to reach, because he really went over the cliff, with what he was doing, the whole violence against the audience and stuff. It's something I really I'd like to be like that, in a way, but it's so fucked up that probably I still need a few steps, But yeah, the whole vision he had about this, the punk rock thing, that's what I like about that kind of genre, like the violence, the real danger, I think a lot of the metal stuff really miss the danger factor, which is something I'm really fond about. I mean, in a way, metal is not for your parents, I mean, parents have to be scared of their children going to shows like ours or stuff. I mean, for the message we bring on the table and this kind of stuff, I hate the fact that metal these days is very moral and not really dangerous anymore.
Yeah. Not so many bands have that true extreme attitude.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks. It was very interesting talking to you.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting for your show live.
Cool. Thanks. Perkūno namai.
Yes.
Perkūno namai.
Yeah.
Is it correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay. Perkūno namai.